Well, hello everyone, and welcome back to the Mouse Club podcast. My name is Marissa, and I am the host of this podcast. Welcome if you are new here, and if you're returning, thank you so much for coming back and joining us. It is so good to have you here. This week, we're doing something pretty fun. We are doing my top Disney summer movies and shows to get you in the summer spirit, and this is in collaboration with my YouTube channel. I actually posted a video last week about the best summer activities to do that are safe during coronavirus. So if you want to check that out, the link is going to be in the show notes down below. But I'm really excited. I think you guys are going to like this a lot. I have a lot of really fun summer movies and shows to get you in the summer mood while a lot of us are stuck inside. And if you'd like to share what your favorite Disney summer movies and shows are, you could go to our Instagram page at the Mouse Club Podcast, where we just hit 100 followers. Woohoo! And if you'd like to go comment on my most recent post and we can talk about all of our favorite summer shows and movies and start a little thread, that would be super, super fun. If you also want to follow along, that's where we post a lot of, we post a lot of Q&As, a lot of ways to be involved in future episodes. So definitely go check us out on there so you can participate in future episodes. Anyway, guys, like usual, we're going to start with some Disney news. I am currently in Orlando as I am recording this. It's a long story, but basically my husband's family had booked this hotel a long time ago, like a year ago, so we could come on this vacation all together, obviously before Corona started. And we thought by this time, once Corona started back in like March, we thought that it would be safe now to come in August, and unfortunately that wasn't the case. The cases just continued to climb, and my mother-in-law couldn't get a refund, so we talked about it a lot, my husband and I, and decided that we were still going to come after we reviewed all of the safety protocols with the hotel. I can't say that I'm too impressed with all the safety protocols, I'm not gonna lie. It seems that the hotel is definitely not enforcing them like they advertised online, but we're trying to make the most of it. We're trying to do our part and at least stay distanced. And we had a couple of things that we needed to get done in Orlando, which we got done yesterday, so we're happy to be here, and I think we might brave Disney Springs tonight. We're still trying to decide if we're ready for that next step. But yesterday we went and got Gideon's cookies. If you've never had them, they are so flipping good. If you're ever in Orlando, you have to get Gideon's. They're actually about to open a location in Disney Springs. And I'm not lying to you guys. You know I would not lie to you. Those cookies are the best cookies I have ever had in my life. Each cookie probably weighs like literally a pound. It is so huge. It is full of chocolate chip cookies. It is so moist. They are so delicious. So you have to try them. Take my advice and try them out. So I have some Disney news for you guys. Actually, theme park news. I have a couple of pieces of news from other parks as well. So the first one is, of course, the Splash Mountain boat sinking. I still really don't know how that happened. I'm still a little confused, but I think it's funny that the cast member came and told them that they shouldn't have gotten out until she got there while they were literally underwater. I find that so funny because as someone who used to work in attractions, I feel like that's pretty obvious that if they're sinking, they're gonna get out of the boat. I don't think I would blame them for that. And they stayed right next to it. It's not like they went and roamed around the ride track, which is good. I just think that's so funny that she yelled at them for that when they were literally underwater. If you've not seen the videos or the pictures, you can look it up. You'll definitely find a ton, but the boat is literally submerged in the water. It is insane. I've never seen that before. And I'm sure those people were definitely compensated, but it's just so funny because Splash Mountain has been having so many downtimes. And I think Brer Rabbit is like enacting his revenge before he is officially shut down and making way for Princess and the Frog. So that's just so funny to me. Also, for Disney, it was just announced this week that Beauty and the Beast Live on Stage is going to be closing and is going to be replaced by the Disney Society Orchestra. Now, there's a lot of rumors as to why this is happening. Basically, from what I've heard, there's a stalemate with the union between Disney and the union because of the actors because of coronavirus. There's a lot of demands that need to be met to make sure that the actors are safe with the Actors Equity Union. And I'm going to be completely honest with you guys. From my friends that have worked with the Actors Equity Union, I've heard that there's been a lot of issues between them and Disney trying to meet demands. There was a huge lawsuit a few years ago where some of the performers from Festival of the Lion King were given dirty costumes to be worn, and they refused to perform, and they were terminated because they refused to perform. And there was this big lawsuit because in their Actors Equity Union contract, they are required to get like cleaned costuming every day. So I think that's essentially what's happening here, is that the actors probably were not comfortable being that close to each other on stage or wearing these costumes during coronavirus. And I think that's why they decided to bring the Disney Society Orchestra and Friends. So we'll definitely see what that is like. There also is a new deal happening at Universal Orlando Resort where you can get what's it called? You pay a day and then you can keep going until December. So I think it's like $125 and you get to go until December 24th. I'm sure there's some exclusions, so definitely look it up before you go. I think it's also only for Florida residents, but that's definitely a really cool deal. So that is pretty cool. Also at Universal, beginning August 9th, a few rides will be closing, including King and Kodos, Twirl and Hurl, Poseidon's Fury, Fast and Furious Supercharged, Storm Force Acceleration, Acceleron, I can't talk, Fear Factor Live, and A Day in the Park with Barney. Those are pretty like low attendance attractions, I would say. And then lastly, the last thing I wanted to say was that there was a huge video that went viral on TikTok about a bunch of people riding Spaceship Earth, and the computers had some kind of glitch or some kind of software problem, and they went on to like this World of Warcraft type of website, like a software website. So that was super funny. You can definitely look up that video as well if you would like to check it out. Anyway, guys, we're going to take a quick break and then we'll be right back with the episode. All right, everyone. So jumping into our episode today, we are talking about the best summer Disney movies and shows to binge in quarantine, or just if you are somewhere that's safe, which I don't really know where in the world, if you're just looking for a summer movie, or if you're listening to this in future years when the pandemic is over. These are just some of my favorite ones for summertime and getting into the summertime spirit. So I hope that you guys enjoyed this episode. Most of these I was able to find on Disney Plus, and some of them I believe you can still find like on Netflix, or you can find them on Disney Channel or other things of that nature. So anyway, let's go ahead and jump into it, guys. So the first one I want to mention is a very unpopular one. It's called RIP Girls, R-I-P Girls, and it is such a good movie. I found it one night back in, I think like 2012 or 2013. I was up at like 4 a.m. for some reason, and Disney Channel was putting on all of these like throwback Disney Channel movies, and this movie came on and I was hooked. It was so good. It's about this girl. I believe she's adopted. It's been a long time since I've seen it. I believe she's adopted, or something with her mom, like maybe she has a stepmom and her mom passed away, something like that. And she basically goes to Hawaii, where her mom is from, and tries to learn more about her. And she finds out that this is like a huge surfing community, and she learns to surf, and it's really, really good. You have to watch it and find out more. It's so good. It's very summery, very tropical, because it takes place in Hawaii, and there's a little bit of romance sprinkled in there. She's like 13, but it's like a cute little romance, and yeah, it's a really good movie. So I definitely recommend RIP Girls, and I just checked that one is on Disney Plus. The next one, of course, High School Musical 2. The second one takes place during the summer, and I think it's honestly my favorite High School Musical. It is so good. It's got some really good bops, like Fabulous. That's such a good song. Or the last song, what is it? Everybody all for one, our real summer has just begun. Whoa! That one's really, really good. I love High School Musical 2. It's so, so, so good. So that one I believe is also on Disney Plus. Another really good one is Hannah Montana. Both the show and the movie are very summery because the show takes place in California. The movie takes place in California and Tennessee, and I love Hannah Montana. It's so funny. It's so underrated, and the movie is honestly so good. It's like so underrated, to be honest, and I love it. I love the outfits. I love the drama. I love the romance. Definitely recommend. I love Hannah Montana so, so much, and I have that nostalgic factor, so it makes me want to watch it even more. Another good one is Finding Nemo or Finding Dory. These are great for the summertime because they take place in the ocean and in Australia and in California for Finding Dory, and they're so cute. If you haven't seen Finding Nemo or Finding Dory, you are really missing out because they are so good. They're so funny. They're so sweet. They have that element of family love in them, so I definitely recommend those movies. They're very, very good. Next up, for shows, I have Phineas and Ferb. So if you have not seen Phineas and Ferb, it is basically about two brothers that do these crazy adventures every day, and it's definitely a very, what's the word I'm looking for? A lot of adults really like it because it's just a really good show. Like, the animation is great, the jokes are funny. It's not like a cheesy kid show, if that makes sense. So Phineas and Ferb is another good one, and there's going to be a new movie coming to Disney Plus soon, so go binge it before the new movie comes out. Next is Wizards of Waverly Place, the movie. It's a really cute movie, and the show is great as well, but specifically the movie for summertime, because they go to the Caribbean and they are surfing and windsurfing and swimming, and they have the cutest tropical outfits, and then they go on this huge adventure through like the forests of whatever Caribbean island they're on, and it's very fun. It's a very sweet movie, and it's just a good one to relax with your family on like a movie night. It's such a cute movie, and the show is super great as well. Another movie I have on the list is Moana. Of course, if you've never seen Moana, it's such a great film. I've said that about like pretty much all of these, but it's such a great movie. It's basically about a girl who is supposed to become the chief of her village, but her father does not like anybody to leave the island or go beyond the reefs, and she feels like her destiny is beyond the reefs, and this basically like disease comes to the island, and she goes on this huge quest to solve the problem of where the disease is coming from. I don't want to give too much away. And it's very good. The Rock is in it. Ali Carvalho is in it. And the guy who plays George Washington in Hamilton is the voice of Moana's dad as the singing voice. And it's so great. The music will be stuck in your head all day. And it's very tropical. It takes place on an island called Motunui, which is supposed to be in like the Polynesian islands. And it's very great. So definitely check out Moana. Another really good one, which is another Disney Channel movie. I think there's so many Disney Channel ones because the Disney Channel movies always come out like in August or at the end of July. And so they usually have a pretty tropical theme on them. So the next one is The 13th Year. This is a classic Disney Channel movie. It is basically about this boy who, when he turns 13, he starts realizing that he's becoming a mermaid. And it's so good. It's such a classic. I talked about this on another episode way back in the beginning when I started this podcast, but there's a girl called Christy Carlson Romano. She was Ren Stevens, Even Stevens, Kim Possible. She was in Cadet Kelly, so many other things. But she has a show on YouTube called Christy's Kitchen Throwback, and she's had a few people from the 13th Year on her show, as well as some of the other movies that I'm mentioning here. So those are really fun to watch as well. And she's done some summary recipes if you want to go check those out. But anyway, I'm getting a little off topic. The 13th Year is just really good. It's a classic Disney Channel movie. It's like one of the first ones, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. And it's really, really good and super, super cute. So definitely check that one out. A couple other ones that are really good and very underrated, I think because my generation was like leaving high school when they come out, was Teen Beach Movie 1 and 2. These are so good. They are cheesy, but they're like in a joking way, because basically the whole premise of the movies is this couple gets trapped in a 1950s musical, and so it's like all the characters that are in the musical movie are like very cheesy, but it's supposed to be that way because it's supposed to be cheesy like the movie musical. And it's so cute. The costumes are amazing. The actors are great. The songs are great. Teen Beach Movie is where that song comes from that's trending on TikTok right now. That's like, it's just a song, an inefficient way to move the story along. That song that everybody is putting their like weird stories to. So definitely check it out. It's a very good movie. And the second one is really good as well. But the second one, they just destroyed the ending. So if you want to know what I'm talking about, you have to go watch it, because I think everyone was very disappointed in the ending of Teen Beach Movie 2. Another really great one is Lilo and Stitch. Lilo and Stitch is such a great movie. I love it so much. It's very good for summer because it takes place in Hawaii, and I love how it shows so much Hawaiian culture and some Hawaiian words like ohana and some other words that they say in the movie. And I just love it. It talks about Elvis and his legacy, and it's basically about an alien. My apologies. An alien, he's like a crazy bad experiment who gets sent to Hawaii because he hijacked this like police cruiser spaceship and went to Hawaii by accident. And he basically finds a home with a little girl and her big sister, who is basically her guardian because their parents passed away, and they have to take care of him, and he's crazy, and they're going through their own problems of their own because there's a social worker who wants to take the little girl away if her big sister doesn't take good enough care of her. And it's really good. It's very sweet and very funny as well. And next up, I have my last couple of movies. So the last three are all Little Mermaid movies. Little Mermaid 1, Little Mermaid 2, and then there's a movie called Little Mermaid Ariel's Beginning. They're all very good. I think I've talked about Little Mermaid 2 before in a podcast episode that I'm obsessed with it, and it's such an underrated sequel. And The Little Mermaid is one of my favorite Disney Channel movies, or not Disney Channel, but Disney movies, Disney animated features. Definitely very summery. I mean, there's mermaids in all of the movies, and Prince Eric's kingdom is literally like the best kingdom. I think his and Rapunzel's are my favorite because they're right on the edge of water and they're so beautiful. And if you haven't seen The Little Mermaid, it's basically about a 16-year-old mermaid who falls in love with a prince. She wants to be a human, and so she makes a deal with the sea witch that she has to kiss the boy in 3 days or she'll become a mermaid forever. And so she goes on this quest to try to make the prince fall in love with her. It's a very good movie. I love Ariel. She's such a good princess, and I think she's so strong. And the second one is about her daughter, and her daughter wants to become a mermaid because her daughter's a human. So it's basically the movie in reverse. And then Ariel's Beginning is basically about Ariel when she was younger, and her father had banned music in their kingdom. It's about her finding her voice and finding music, and it's very, very sweet as well. And I love the manatee in that movie. He's absolutely adorable. So yeah, guys, that is all of the summer movies and shows that I have on my list as recommendations for you to watch if you are looking for something summery and festive for the season to watch. They are all such good movies and shows. I would not tell you if they were bad. I promise I would not advertise for movies that I think are bad. Of course, we all have different tastes, but those are some of my personal favorites. So if you would like to let me know what yours are, go ahead to our Instagram page at the Mouse Club Podcast and let me know what your favorite ones are to watch. And anyway, guys, yeah, I will tell you more about our Orlando trip next week. And I will see you guys. Well, not see you, but you'll hear me on next week's episode. Have a great week, guys. Stay safe. Bye. Thank you so much for listening to the Mouse Club Podcast. To find us on Instagram, follow us at the Mouse Club Podcast. You can also find us on Facebook at facebook.com/the Mouse Club Podcast or on our website, themouseclubpodcast.com, to find all of our episodes, links to our social channels, and our YouTube channel, which will be coming soon. To follow our host, Marissa Potts, that's me, check me out on YouTube, Marissa Potts, on TikTok at marissa.potts, on Instagram at Little Miss Mariss, MRS Mariss. Thanks so much for listening. See you next week. Bye.